Okay, on this cold and gloomy night where I am, we're going to do a cozy little tarot reading. No groups today, no piles. If you've been here before, you know I normally do pick a card readings. But we're going to see what information we get from the cards today without any particular purpose. Let's call in the angels, call in the spirit guides. I'll be quiet for a moment if you'd like to call in your spirit guides or center your energy. Okay. So for the collective that is here, for who is watching this video, what do they need to know? What can you tell us? We have the Three of Sky, which is the Three of Swords. We have the Eight of Sky, the Eight of Swords. We have the Sky Puppy, which is the Page of Swords. And we have the Fire Puppy, the Page of Wands. Okay, lots of swords energy, a lot of page energy here. Okay, so if you have experienced heartbreak recently, whether that is a romantic breakup or some other type of heartbreak, or if you have still been processing some heartbreak over the last few months, even the last few years, even longer for some of you, this is speaking to that heartbreak and speaking to that feeling of loneliness that comes with it, isolation, sadness, grief, feeling sort of uncertain about your place, either in the world or relation to a person or in life. And it feels like you've been experiencing quite a bit of pain around this. It does feel sad. It feels like grief, and it feels also quite tiring, very exhausting. Like you've really just been through it and you don't want to continue to live with this pain. It just feels like enough is enough. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to process this anymore. I don't want to think about it anymore. I want to be moving forward, having a fresh start, having a new beginning. And yes, for some of you, this could be a new beginning in relationships if this has been an ending with a person. But for some of you, this heartbreak seems to revolve around maybe you lost a job or you were kicked out of a place you were living. It's not relationships for everybody. And there's this desire for this page energy to begin again, to start anew, to have a fresh cycle, to have everything sort of be going your way and be happy and hopeful and exciting again. But you've been sort of stuck in this heavy, sad, wanting energy where you're tired. You're very, very tired. And it feels like you haven't been making progress. So for some of you, it feels like, especially if this heartbreak or whatever it is, this loss happened long ago, it's like, I don't want to think about it anymore. I'm tired of it. It's been months. It's been years. I don't want to deal with this anymore. For some of you, it's more fresh, but there's this older feeling to it for a lot of people where you're done thinking about it, and yet you can't stop. You know, the swords are often mental energy, thoughts. And with this Eight of Swords, it feels like you can't escape these darker thoughts or these lingering thoughts. It's like they won't leave you alone. There's no way you can get away from them. It's like you're trying to escape it. You're trying to go somewhere else and you're locked in with these thoughts. It feels like you are trapped with your own brain and your own emotional state. And even when you see progress forward, you keep getting sucked back in. And it brings me to this particular Three of Swords where It feels like if you were to try to make any progress, you'd get sucked into these waters and washed away with the storm. And so it's like you don't know how to get to where you want to go. In both of these cards, there's this feeling of being stuck where you are, and you can see where you want to go, but you can't get there. Something won't let you. And maybe you blame your brain, your mind, maybe you blame your external circumstances. I don't know. And it's really not about you being wrong for placing blame anywhere. The blame may be very warranted, but the thing that's coming forward is you don't know what to do. You don't know how to escape this feeling and get to this more hopeful place where, we have all of these swords, all of this mental energy with you, and there's a sense of anxiety and anger and all of these things that come forward, and this feeling of overanalyzing and overthinking and not being able to escape this mental prison. And you want to get to this place where your brain and your mind and your thoughts are free again, and you're able to freely move forward. And, where you're stuck here, there's this energy of wanting to burst forward and move toward freedom. And here we have this storm, and we have this gray overcast sky, and we have these walls that are hard to cross and this water that's hard to cross. And you want to be in this place where not only can you move freely, there's nothing in your way. We have this bright, beautiful sky, and you're going downhill, so you can go very fast. And, here you're small in comparison to the trouble around you, your external influences, the emotions, the thoughts. And here you're large in comparison to them. And here we have another page. It's like, not only do you want to move forward, but you want to also get out of this sword energy. Here's fire energy, movement forward, motivation, inspiration, energy, getting up in the morning and being happy and excited to face the day, not feeling like you've been taken down by your thoughts or your circumstances or other people or anything. There's really this desire in your soul to, again, have fresh energy, but we have these daytime energies and then we have this nighttime energy, but this nighttime energy is really positive and optimistic and happy and relaxing. And even though this puppy is holding a stick that's on fire, there's no fear, and it doesn't feel like the fire is overpowering or taking over this puppy. It just feels like it has light again. It can see clearly even as it gets dark. And as it gets dark, there's no scariness there. There's no heaviness. There's no feeling of darkness. It's like, I've gone through a whole day feeling positive and motivated and happy. My thoughts haven't taken over. I've been able to take action and do whatever I want, even as it falls into night, and I can fall asleep. There's this desire for your soul, I think, to move more toward these energies. So let's get some advice for you on how to get there. We have the Ace of Swords, more sword energy. We have the Nine of Pentacles. We're getting some grounded energy coming in, which is great because when you're stuck in your head and you're really in your brain and at the top of your body, it's time to kind of bring it down and bring it into your body. We have the Ten of Swords, more sword energy. And then we have the Eight of Wands, a little bit more fire here. Okay, so I want to say again what it has sort of felt like for you is that not only have you been sort of stuck, but it has been literally very exhausting. And I think that when we are overthinking or when we're processing hard things like losses or grief, it can really wear us down and make us quite physically tired as well. And you might just be emotionally tired or mentally tired. And then we have this energy kind of advised and coming in where it's sort of mixing it up. So it's like, okay, if you sleep too long, you stayed in bed for 12 hours instead of 8, and you finally rolled out of bed and you've been tired all day and lethargic. It's almost like because you were in that state of sleepiness for so long, it's harder to leave it almost sometimes. And it's kind of this thing again with the overthinking or the mental prison or the anxiety or the grief. It's become so much of a part of your day-to-day life and existence that it's hard to relieve yourself of it for very long. And so it's not your fault that you've been feeling this way. But also there are things you can do to break yourself out of this energy. And it's not only up to you, because I actually see and feel that some of this is going to be happening no matter what. But the longer that you have remained in this state of mind around whatever you lost or whatever has hurt you, it sort of has become habitual. Like it's like when your brain sort of creates grooves and then the thoughts just sort of fill those grooves. And so it's every day, it gets a little deeper and it's more constant. And I'm not saying that like every day since whatever this is, like you went through grief and it's been just as hard every day since then. No, but it keeps coming back. Or not even that it keeps coming back, but there's more of it coming forward. And it's like, how much is there? When am I going to have relief? You're going to have relief. Some of this is advice. And when it comes to that advice, you know, it is time to lick your wounds a little bit, even if you already have been. I think that sometimes when we go through hard things, we might feel bad for ourselves at the moment, or we might take better care of ourselves for a few days. But then it's like, well, life moves on and I need to live life and I need to continue and all of these things. But it's like, if there is still stuff coming forward, if you're still having repetitive thoughts or loops around some way that someone hurt you, something that you lost, something that has been stressful or hard for you, then clearly it's not fully processed and released yet. And sometimes it feels like it just keeps coming back. Like we make progress and it comes back. But that's not really what's happening. What is happening is there was more. There was just a little bit more and a little bit more. And sometimes it's like, okay, well, I don't want there to be any more. I don't want to process anything else. And I get it. But sometimes there just is more, and it's safe now for it to come forward and to be processed and released. And so there is advice for you to slow down and sit with what's still there. And, you know, maybe you have been crying every day for 2 years. Maybe it never has felt lighter. But if that's the case, I imagine that you've probably wanted it to go away. And so there's something here with not trying to get rid of it, not resisting it, not trying to feel even better, really. This is about sitting with what is happening to you internally, the pains and aches and tension in your body, the sadness, the anger, the frustration, the hatred, whatever is there, and it might be a lot of different things that come forward, being present with it and, you know, maybe even telling yourself, if you feel comfortable with this, I know it makes so much sense that you are tired. It makes so much sense that you are still sad. You know, I think that there's a need for you to reassure yourself or that part of yourself that's upset and allow it to feel the way it does, because whatever you went through has affected you. And so I think even if you've already done this, it's time to do some more, because if it's still sitting with you, if you've been sitting through the reading for this long and it has made sense for your situation, then you are at a place where you need to lick your wounds a little bit more and to pull the arrows out. And how that will work for you is partly allowing it, reassuring yourself, opening up to those feelings. They're trying to come up and be acknowledged in some way. They may have messages for you. And so if you try to ignore them or make them go away, they might, but then they will come back because they haven't left. You know what I'm saying? But that's not all. It's not all just sitting in the darkness, but it is acknowledging that in some way you were harmed or hurt, and that it is taking a little while to heal, and that's okay. And there may be still arrows that were stuck in your quote unquote body that you didn't realize were there until you pay more attention, and that's okay. But also, there is movement here. There is action here. So it's not just slowing down and paying attention and going internal. Some of it is about making the choice to move forward, to move toward things that feel happy. So yes, you may be stuck in a thought loop or stuck in a sad state of mind. Is there anything, even small things, that feel a little happy or a little joyful or very joyful? Are there people that make you laugh? Are there things that you can watch or listen to that bring joy or laughter into your body or your experience? Are there things you like to eat? It's, kind of basic advice, but it really is moving toward things that light you up, because the more that you do that and the more your mind is able to focus on those things, it's not just about distracting, it's about allowing the good in more, because then your mind can start to build new neural pathways and it will be more positive for you in the long run. So it's not ignoring your pain. It is acknowledging it, reassuring it, being there for it, but also moving toward light and things that are happy. If you find yourself like you get home from work at the end of the day and then you remember how much you were hurt by something or something that you lost, or you're very stressed out, and that's like you notice every time you get home, that's what you start thinking about, then it's about kind of reprogramming that by doing something you enjoy and not trying to get rid of the thoughts, but moving toward light things and allowing them to still sort of be there as long as they need to be there. Yeah, there's a lot of sadness here and some frustration and some anger about that, and feeling like it's taking you too long to feel better. And so there's also advice here to allow it to take the time it takes, even if that is frustrating, because you're going to come out of it a lot healthier and a lot lighter and a lot stronger for it, with greater clarity of mind, being more successful in whatever area of life that this falls in, having more clarity on how to move forward and what makes you happy and feel safe and secure. There is more safety and security coming your way. So again, in whatever area of life that this was, it may have rocked your sense of security a bit, or your sense of belonging or something like that. And so if that's the case, and yeah, I'm hearing loneliness for a lot of people here, this is going to change. You're going to feel more grounded, more nurtured, more nourished, more protected. But, really what it comes down to is this is the advice and this is the result. But I think that these actually came out first to say that these results are not far off. It may be farther than you want it to be because you'd like to feel better now and you're wondering why it's taking so damn long. But really, this is just around the corner. It's coming, and swords move very quickly. And, Earth moves slow, but it can be very long lasting. So what this is telling me is that clarity and relief and having a clearer, quieter mind are right there on the horizon. And there's a lasting sense of peace and stability on its way. But it is especially true if you take these two parts of advice of allowing your body and your mind to feel and think as it does, not making it be in trouble for that because it is having a natural reaction to something, allowing it to take the time it is, nursing your wounds, allowing yourself to have rest, and moving toward things that genuinely make you feel excited, happy, relaxed, at ease, safe, and things that light you up and feel light. And it can be many different things, and it can be many small things. This doesn't have to be like, oh, I need to sign up for an art class, or I need to get out there and date again, or I need to apply to 17 jobs by the end of the next hour. It's like, okay, I'm craving ice cream. I'm going to let myself have ice cream. And I want to be cozy in a blanket and just sit with my eyes closed and cry. So I'm going to do that. Or I want to take a walk around the park, or I want to go hang out with people. Whatever it is in the moment by moment by moment. What do you need and what do you want and what can you give yourself? I know that not every moment of every day, everyone has freedom to do whatever they want. Most of us have limitations on that, but it's just about giving yourself what you need and what you crave. So I hope this was helpful for someone out there. And I'll see you again soon. Okay? Bye.